Got a comment here on a video I made called The Norwood 3 Seam Line, Hair Loss Exposed. Our good friend Kung Kao had this to say, quote, "Do you think hair products like gel, wax, etc. affect hair loss and also excessive washing of the hair?" End quote. Good question. Not an expert. Maxwell Smart is, and Robert would also be better qualified to answer this. But until they get their own YouTube channels, you're stuck with me and waiting for their comments to either back me up or prove me wrong. So do I think that hair products like gel or wax can affect hair loss and also excessive washing of the hair? My answer is not really. And even if it did, it'd be very temporary. I mean, if you really just with the shampoo and then got out of the shower with the towel, and then you get your pomade or your probably pomade because it has more pull, and just if you did all of that like a maniac caveman, then in theory you might speed up the shedding that you would encounter normally, because we all shed hair. You might speed that process up. But if you stop being a crazy caveman, then the hair is going to start growing back, and it's going to. So really my answer is no. I know of no effect that would be permanent based on products you'd put in your hair or the way you dry your hair, anything like that. I think if anything, it'd speed up the shedding process. It wouldn't be permanent. And as for me, I will say that I go pretty light. When I wash my hair, I only use natural products that are made with essential oils and stuff like that, like the expensive stuff. I don't use PERT, you know. But I go pretty light. I don't really get in there really hard. I just lightly wash my hair. I like to leave some natural oil in my hair to keep my hair more manageable and in place. And I lightly dry it. I don't get all the moisture out. And I'm not tugging on my hair either. So I'm mindful of that. But I also have recently made a video talking about how I think in theory that I shed less because I have less hair. I'm thinner on top than most of you watching this. So there's less hair to shed because there's less hair to begin with. In theory, there's half as much hair on top of my head compared to a guy who's Norwood 3 with no thinning, in theory. So thanks for asking that question. That's what I think is the right answer. But again, how can we know unless Maxwell Smart and Robert put on their superhero capes and save the day in the comment section? That's all we can do until then.